Welcome back. I'm prepared to be bedazzled because today I'm going to be shedding light on my story pertaining to working my first minimum wage employee job in the restaurant industry at a gross wage of $6.55 per hour at age 16 that had hazardous employee working conditions in the land of Draconian slavery and Draconian oppression. So, how would I rate the aforementioned experience? Without further ado, without further delay, without further procrastination, allow me to demystify an answer to that inquiry right here, right now. Lamentably, much to my dismay, much to my consternation, much to my chagrin, much to my grief, much to my agony, much to my agitation, much to my irritation, my first minimum wage employee job in the restaurant industry that furnished me with an emolument of a gross wage of $6.55 per hour at age 16 that had hazardous employee working conditions in the land of Draconian slavery and Draconian oppression was egregiously abysmal, and no facets was it devoid of redeeming qualities. I was recalcitrant about working it. Why was I reticent about working it? First and foremost, the pay grade is egregiously low at a gross wage of $16.55 per hour. Second, the working conditions are hazardous. You do not want to imperil yourself working a job. My parent did not want me to forgo working the minimum wage employee job. Prior to the advent of working the minimum wage employee job, I earned anywhere from 2,100,000 to 2,300,000 video views. However, it was not enough video views to qualify me to become monetized at age 16. So, I wound up working the dead-end minimum wage employee job in the restaurant industry at a gross wage of $6.55 per hour at age 16 that had hazardous employee working conditions in the land of Draconian slavery and Draconian oppression, even though I was averse to doing so in no facets. Working that aforementioned dead-end minimum wage employee job was almost tantamount to working for free because the pay grade was so egregiously low. The job was strenuous. I was hired in to fulfill multiple employee jobs. So, as a busser there, you not only fulfill the role of a busser, but you're also expected to fulfill the role of a server. You take the customer's drink orders, and then you subsequently prepare the beverages and dole out the beverages to the customers. The servers there, they just jot down the food orders and then they subsequently bring out the entrees and appetizers to the customers, but they do not take the drink orders nor bring out the beverages to the customers. As per the busser role, you're expected to fulfill the jobs of 2 to 3 bussers in tandem with the job of a server. The customers seldom tip the bussers, so your gross wage in the restaurant industry as a busser at the restaurant that I worked at age 16 was fettered at a rate of $6.55 per hour. As I stated earlier, the customers would almost never dole out a tip to the bussers, even though the servers just brought out the entrees and appetizers to the customers. So, the job was strenuous. I would deem the job to be a dead-end, highly time-depleting, debilitating dispiriting, unfulfilling, undesirable, harrowing, distressful, brutally wretched, and ineffably agonizing minimum wage job that not only required constant heavy lifting, and that required me to undergo repetitive stress motions to fulfill when I would haul the trays of plates from the dining room to the kitchen. But this job also had hazardous employee working conditions due to exposing me to secondhand smoke. I was exposed to carcinogens, neurotoxins, and endocrine disruptors as a corollary of the customers smoking outside the restaurant, and as a result of the employees also smoking outside of the restaurant. The restaurant had outside seating, so the bussers would be responsible for hauling the dishes of the indoor diners and outdoor diners to the kitchen, and also would be responsible for taking the beverage orders of the customers in the dining room and outside the dining room, and then subsequently bringing out the beverage orders of the customers inside the dining room and outside the dining room of the restaurant. So this dead-end minimum wage employee job did not offer any benefits, did not offer any pensions, and offered an infinitesimal gross wage of $6.55 per hour. So it was almost commensurate to working for free when your gross wage is $6.55 per hour, and that furnishes you with a negligible amount of purchasing power, which is not enough purchasing power to attain an extremely low standard of living. And sustaining working this job was extraordinarily cumbersome. And why was it a Brobdingnagian issue in all facets? It's because the job required extremely heavy lifting and also had hazardous employee working conditions. I don't want to inhale secondhand smoke. The customers unequivocally did not give an iota about their house. If they did, they would abstain, desist, and refrain from smoking. And certain employees did not give an iota about their overall health. If they did, then they would also abstain, desist, and refrain from smoking. By the way, I should have prefaced the aforementioned by saying that certain customers do not give an iota about their health. Not every single customer smokes, but I was profusely exposed to secondhand smoke during my employee shifts at the employer's job site. So when you do a cost-benefit analysis, the perquisite of receiving a gross wage of $6.55 per hour by working a dead-end minimum wage employee job that had hazardous employee working conditions in the land of draconian slavery and draconian oppression does not warrant the energy expenditure nor the perils of being exposed to secondhand smoke, which is extremely perilous in all facets to inhale. It stings your eyes, it stings your throat, and it's just arduous to breathe around secondhand smoke. It's something that you should circumvent being exposed to because of how hazardous it is. You should never smoke, and you should never be exposed to secondhand smoke. You should be pursuant of health optimization measures for the prospect of attaining robust, vigorous, and stellar health. You want to be able to ameliorate your health. You do not want your health to degrade in any facet. So I hope that you deem this video to be riveting, captivating, mesmerizing, insightful, enthralling, intriguing, and engrossing. I hope that you're entrenched in the unholy epicness. Thanks for watching. Have a blissful day.